Hi, my name's Rob Millard. I'm Head of Clinical Engineering and I'm also the Medical Device Safety Officer for the Trust. On a day-to-day basis, it's looking after the Clinical Engineering department. That can be from meetings and budgets and HR to individual issues at a local level with the clinical technologists looking at devices which are on the wards and departments within the Trust.
On a normal day, it's attend the workshop to see what jobs have been logged. I deal with external contracts, so it could be GPs within Wolverhampton, hospitals, mental health hospitals. So if they have a breakdown in equipment or medical devices, they'd log a call and then we could get the call and then organise our daily basis on where to go first, prioritise. Obviously repair the device or maintain the device, return it back to the customer.
There's no 2 days the same, but in the main I'm one of the management team and we all have responsibility for various sections of clinical engineering, various workshop sections, so we look after the technicians on a day-to-day basis, look at any issues there might be with workloads and react to what needs to be done to make sure the clinical users have their medical device services. So the sections that I'm responsible for managing include our EBME internal section, which deals with various wards and departments at New Cross Hospital. We have our renal technologists department that deals with all of our renal units, both here and at Cannock Chase and at various satellite units. And I also manage the clinical equipment resource library, which loans out medical devices to many wards and departments across the Trust.
I started when I was 18. I did an ONC and a HNC, and then I was fortunate I did a degree in '94. My first degree was in electronics, and then I moved from the clinical engineering aspect into management, so I did my postgraduate certificate and diploma in management, and then I finally did my master's in clinical engineering.
I first entered the profession as a trainee renal technician way back in the 80s. I then progressed up through the role of Chief Clinical Technologist for the renal unit, managing the day-to-day work of the technicians, and was then fortunate enough to be promoted into the role of Operational Quality Manager here at New Cross.
I started as a band 3 within this department, within medical physics and clinical engineering, which was basic of 5 GCSEs from A to C level. And then I had, while I was here, they seen something in me and decided to develop me. And I went to college for an extra 4 years while maintaining a full-time job and did an ONC and a HNC in clinical engineering.
I think one of the biggest and important skills is listening to people. Communication is very important with a large clinical engineering department of 40 plus engineers. And good communication skills, obviously, to get messages quickly and promptly to the right people within the department.
The drive to succeed, to have a drive to problem solve, never see anything as a problem but always an opportunity to improve and get the best outcome for our patients.
You've got to be very outgoing and sociable, be able to have customer relations. Within the mental health settings that we have, obviously it's the way you put yourself forward, speaking to different managers, sometimes there'll be patients.
There are cross skills which can lead you into other areas because you start getting knowledge of how departments work, how methods are applied around the Trust, so therefore there are transferable skills to actually move from clinical engineering into other departments.
I think within the hospital you can go as far as you want to, as far as your department will let you. We're lucky within our department, they do see a lot. If they can see a lot in you, they will push you to do more training and get further and further. So it could be head of department after somebody else's job.
Within the clinical engineering profession, there is every opportunity for you to succeed and promote and get higher and higher in the scale.
It is good pay, it's very challenging, but I think the two biggest things I get, when I was an engineer, it was repairing something which was fixed, then it was repaired and that helped get a patient and make them better. Now that I look after members of my staff, I get the rewards of getting the thanks and praises to my team. So I actually get the kicks of watching my team progress and people saying thank you to the team, or patients saying thank you for repairing this piece of equipment. So that's my reward, is watching them develop and grow as a team and get better and better on a daily basis.
As a little girl, I loved taking things apart and putting things back together. So to me, it's enjoyment of repairing it. And currently, there's a great pension within the trust, so at least I'll have something to rely on in the future, as for when I retire. There
are various disciplines, from anatomy and physiology, from electronics and computers, from mechanical engineering to surgical engineering, to what we call CIS, which is clinical information systems, so databases, so even software and programming. You encompass all this actually into a engineering discipline which helps patients get better, because technology is now moving more and more forward, that we're now getting into this real computer age where everything talks to everything, and it's exciting times because the medical equipment is keeping up. New apps, new software, you get things on your phone which can then actually tell you what's wrong with you. It's very exciting times.
If you've got the drive and the ambition, the sky's the limit in terms of roles within an NHS trust.